Welcome to today's episode. Today, we're diving into a lively discussion on how Filipino use and perceive the English language. I'm Kervy.
I'm Jewel.
And I'm Charles.
Hi everyone. English is such a big part of our daily lives, and today we're going to break down the good, the bad, and we even use a video to say our springboard, a video that highlighted our real life interactions and sparked some interesting observations.
Hi listeners, I'm excited to share my thoughts today as someone who's seen firsthand both the professional and everyday use of English in our country. I believe there's a lot to unpack regarding attitudes and behaviors.
Truly. And let's start with positive side. What do you think, guys, are some positive attitude towards the Filipinos having the English as their language?
Well, for me, one observation that struck me is how many Filipinos view English as a gateway to global opportunities, whether it's in education, business, or even daily interactions. This attitude seems to foster confidence and sense of empowerment among many Filipinos.
I completely agree, Joel. Adding to that, there is also a perception that being proficient in English elevate one's status in professional settings. This positive view encourages the people to embrace learning and refining their language skills.
Right, and it's not just about economic or professional benefits. The ease with which many Filipinos reach languages in conversation, the so-called Taglish phenomenon, is testament to our flexible linguistic culture that celebrates our local heritage or global connections.
Of course, there are also challenges. What are some negative attitudes we've noticed?
One issue that I notice is some people feel pressured to speak English perfectly, which can make them hesitant to use it at all. There's a fear of being judged or making mistakes.
Truly an absolute, Charles. Another negative observation is the notion that using English can sometimes create divide. In some contexts, it might perceive as a distancing or elitist, and especially when it overshadows the use of local languages. And this can create a feeling that one is abandoning one's roots in favor of a more modern or global image.
Moving on to behaviors, let's talk about kinesics and chronemics, nonverbal cues that we bring into language use. In the video we watched, one thing I noticed is that how Filipino use a lot of hand gestures when speaking English. It helps emphasize points and make the conversation more engaging.
Yeah, facial expressions plays a big role too. And some people smile or even laugh when they struggle with certain words. And it's like a way of easing.
For chronemics, or the time we use in conversation, we saw that Filipino tend to pause more when they're thinking the right word in English. It shows carefulness in speaking.
Exactly. It's fascinating how these behaviors, the gestures and the face, contribute to an overall conversational style that is both warm and engaging. They show that while the language may be English, the way it's delivered, it's distinctly Filipino.
So, what can we conclude about how Filipinos speak English? It's clear that the language is a blend of a global influence and local identity. And Filipino demonstrate both enthusiasm and caution in their English usage, embracing it as a tool for success while sometimes feeling the pressure to meet high standards.
Indeed. Our discussion highlights that while there are many positive aspects such as global connectivity and dynamic expression, there are also challenges like the fear of imperfection and potential social divides.
Well said. Our approach to English is a blend of embracing global communications while cherishing our roots. It's a language that's both a bridge to the world and mirror of our own identity.
So, that brings us to the end of today's discussion. We hope our insights provided a clearer picture of both the strengths and challenges in the way Filipinos use English.
Thank you for turning in. We encourage our listeners to reflect on these observations and consider how language shapes not only our communication but also our cultural identity.
And remember, every conversation is an opportunity to learn and grow. We appreciate you joining us for this engagement discussion.
Until next time, this is Kervy
This is Jewel.
This is Prince.
and
Signing
signing off. Have a great day, everyone.